Welcome back to our virtual tour at Historic St. Mary's Mission. I'm Susan Doverspike. In our first segment, we took a look inside the chapel itself. Today, we're going to move through the rooms that make up the rest of the building. Let's take a look outside first. The original chapel, this half of the current one, and the rooms behind it were built in 1866. They're the study, the dining room, and the kitchen. Notice the sleeping quarters above the study and dining room and how low the ceiling is. The priests and any visitors didn't stand upright in there. Now, originally, there was a 2-story barn attached to the kitchen. The markers show its size. The lay brothers slept upstairs in the hayloft. Unfortunately, the barn and kitchen caught fire and burned around 1908. Only the kitchen was rebuilt, but we are now in the early stages of raising funds for a barn raising to restore the building back to its original configuration. Let's take a look inside. Here we are in the study immediately behind the chapel. The green door connects the two. The white door is the entrance to the upstairs sleeping quarters. Now, the focal point in this room is this amazing desk. It was built by Father Anthony Ravalli, who had constructed the altar in the chapel and who is actually the doctor here at the mission. More about that in our next segment. When building this desk, Father Ravalli utilized all the spaces available and even put in adjustable shelves. The 3 drawers on the left, there are another 3 on the right, are actually old cigar boxes that he used from that time period. It's one of our best loved pieces at the mission. Another feature that visitors can't help but notice are the low doorways coming both into these rooms from outside and between them. By the time they were building this part of the structure in 1866, it was already fall. They had reached this height in early November when winter weather hit. Now, in order to bring the doorways to the proper height, another row of logs would have been needed a whole way around the structure. They chose instead to save the time and materials and finish the job to get inside, although they did have to duck going from room to room. Let's check out the dining room. The dining room was the central place to socialize in those early years. In this room, Father Ravalli built the 7 black chairs and the pie safe in the corner. These corner cupboards were used for food storage in those early years, and when built, mesh cloth was inserted in the doors. When closed, air could circulate onto the food, but flies and bugs couldn't. Another interesting feature in here is the wallpaper. This is the color and pattern of the original wallpaper that was hung in here. After Father de Smet founded St. Mary's Mission in 1841, he traveled to Europe 9 times to garner support for the missions in this region. On one of those trips, he returned with wallpaper and carpeting for this room. Amazing. Let's take a look at the kitchen. Remember, in the original kitchen, there would have been a door into the barn on the far wall. This old photograph shows the original configuration. Now, downstairs in the barn was a workshop. These tools are the originals. The tall saw in the corner was used to cut blocks of ice from the frozen Bitterroot River in the winter. And notice the old forge. St. Mary's Mission had one of the earliest registered livestock brands in what became Montana, and this was the forge used. It's still our registered brand and can be seen on the coat rack beside the door. It's red, cross on a hill. As you look around this kitchen, you can almost envision the lifestyle in the Old West. All three of these rooms have many more artifacts to see and stories to tell. We'd love to share the full history with you once we're open and you're able to visit. In our next segment, we'll be visiting Father Ravalli's cabin. This incredible man had more impact in those early years in this region than any other individual. They even named our county after him. We hope you can join us.
Hi, I'm Colleen Meyer, the Executive Director here at St. Mary's Mission. Thank you for joining us. We hope these tours will encourage you to visit us when we open. While Historic St. Mary's Mission is considered a non-essential business at this time, the continuance of preservation of the historic buildings is essential. With the museum and historic site closed, we have no income from guided tours or gift shop sales. Historic St. Mary's Mission is a 501c3 nonprofit museum and tax receipts are given. Here are 3 ways in which you may support the necessary restoration work on the fragile buildings in our care. You may donate on the Facebook page, or you may go to our website at stmarysmission.org, or you can drop a check in the mail to Historic St. Mary's Mission, P.O. Box 211, Stevensville, Montana, 59870. Thank you for joining us.